if I am involved in putting 3 blues next to a green, I don't have to be in Cape Cod to do it.
She often closed the windows or closed the shades so that she wasn't looking out at the view at that moment, that she really was holding what she would say is hold the memory in her arms or hold the image in her arms from where she had been and what she had seen. So it was much more an experience, a rendering of the experience, the total experience, the imagery, the light, the feelings, the internal feelings she had as she was in that place. And so in holding those in her arms is really holding it in memory. She didn't need to be looking out the window to paint a picture. She already had it in her bodily experience and mind experience and emotional experience of it.
The emotional environment is the question, how the artist feels. Does he require peace, excitement, jazz, street life, or whatever in order to develop and produce what concerns him?
Provincetown was a place where she enjoyed a relaxed time with family and friends, but also dedicated herself seriously to making work here every day. And one of the things we find in the exhibition is the presence of Provincetown in some of the works. So it's fascinating to see pictures like the Bay, which is one of her iconic Provincetown pieces, and to understand and appreciate how much it draws from and takes its cue from the constant presence of the water here in Provincetown.
I think one carries one's own signature self-vocabulary through life, and you just, if you're lucky, you play on it and let it grow.
Other works in the exhibition, of course, also speak to the changes in the light, in the atmosphere, in the color of the water and the skies, and even some of the rituals of Provincetown that she appreciated and enjoyed. So we've really been able to sort of mine that territory in the exhibition to showcase how important Provincetown was for Helen's work as it evolved from the late 50s until the end of the 1960s. And we see all manner of experimentation that she was exploring in her studios here during that decade.
I think that one of the things the show has done has really allowed people to see a complete range of work that she did while she was here over that decade, and the degree to which she was a risk taker and experimented with new methods and new materials.
One of the things that I see a lot when I look at the stain, especially in Provincetown window, right against some raw canvas, that looks to me like the beach and the water going in and out, moving in and out. Like there's so much rhythm and movement that she achieves through this method of integrating the color directly into the canvas. When I sit in the Hoffman Gallery where the large 60s paintings live, I am immediately moved by what I see in this town as a person who lives here. Whether I'm at the beach or walking my dog or walking down the street looking at a sunset or a rainstorm, I can see those in her paintings. This ethereal feeling of these paintings really translates into me. They have a feeling of belonging. These paintings belong in these spaces. Bringing the work that was created in Provincetown back to Provincetown is one of the major goals of PAAM. But to have this incredible body of work inspired by what I can look at every day is one of the things that's so special about the body of work.
She left us with a very open-ended mission, which is to foster public appreciation of and interest in the visual arts. So it really has been up to us over these few years that we've been working as an active foundation to define what that means.
The breadth with which we supported this project had in part to do with the fact that it gave us an opportunity to research Helen's time here in Provincetown and to also, find works that she had done here, and she had created this unbelievable body of work here during the 60s. So it was a natural fit for us.
One of the reasons why this show was extremely successful was the assistance of the Helen Frankenthaler Foundation. What I've learned through working with the foundation is beyond measure. Having the assistance of people from the foundation who actually worked with Helen Frankenthaler for 30 and 40 years, you really got the insight into a body of work that you could never know reading a book, looking at an essay or an article. So the fact that so many personal, anecdotal pieces of information were supplied to us, I think really enhanced the visitor experience with the exhibition.
I would like to think that Helen would be very pleased to see this body of work brought together, not only because we've been able to bring it back to the place where most of the paintings were made, but also because I believe that Lise Motherwell and I have done justice to her concept of abstract climates. Helen never depicted anything representationally, but yet she always took inspiration from place and landscape.
My pictures are full of climates, abstract climates, and not nature per se, but a feeling, and the feeling of an order that is associated more with nature. Nature in seasons, maybe, but nature in, an order. And I think art itself is order out of chaos. And nature's always fighting that same battle.